the new Modus Super Series champion.
Yes! What a finish!
The silencer, Jeff Smith! And it is that shot wins week 6.
Maximum checkout.
He's done it.
This would put us back on throw. Single 20 for tops. For 3-2
and the fifth leg, Fallon, Sherrock.
1-2-1 required. Double 18 for a 1-2-1 and one apiece, and we have parity.
He's going to get a dart, a double 16 for 111. So this to round the night off. An incredible style. It's double 18 for 150 checkout.
See, but it's Hogan with the first chance to find a break, and it's perfect first start. Single 20 for double 18 for a 1-1-6 and a 3-1 lead.
Game show on the fourth leg, Paul Hogan.
Head in hand moment.
Game show
And it is Fallon, Sherrock.
Final night worth of action before it becomes rather rambunctious here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth tomorrow evening. Welcome along, you're on Pluto TV. Where come the end of play tonight, we'll find out the 3 players that will be through to Saturday night's finale here on the South Coast. We already know 3 of the identities. We knew that Boris Kirchmar had qualified on Wednesday. This afternoon we booked 2 more places through, 3 more tonight. Laura Turner's alongside me here in the studio, and you know what, this session last night was an absolute treat, wasn't it?
It was. We gave it the big billing. We knew the names and the calibre of the players in there, but wow, they really did deliver. We had some fantastic matches, and it was all really competitive. The standard big finishes, it had a little bit of everything.
Right, Group C was really dramatic this afternoon. Now, Robert Thornton, it was rather routine, wasn't it, for him? He got the wins that he needed to, but George Munoz, what a story he is. Greek ADC qualifier, who at the beginning of the day was 33-1, complete outsider, but managed to kind of sneak through all the chaos and the traffic in front of him.
He really did go under the radar, and when you think, when he was in Group A, just picked up the solitary 2 wins. So to go into Group C, which is notoriously difficult to get out of, alongside the likes of a Richard Rowland and a Scott Baker, and to bypass all of those players, then yeah, it really has been a really big story for Group C.
So George Munoz, and he really couldn't quite believe what had happened to him. He was a very, very, very pleased man. You could see there, just almost in disbelief as to what happened to him there. Let's have a look at the tournament bracket then as we head towards the last session of qualification. Boris Kirchmar won his way through on Wednesday afternoon. Robert Thornton and George Munoz qualifying on Friday. And tonight, Group B comes to a close where it's Daniel Larsson who puts himself in control coming into the final night's worth of play. He completed the card on Thursday evening. 8 points to his name, a fairly uniform table. But last night, Daniel Larsson, he was on a level which in any environment, he was going to be lively and dangerous.
He was, yeah, and he just backed it up from the very, very first game all the way through to the last. He was an exceptional standout player, but not the only one. You had the likes of Tom Sykes. You had some really good stuff from everyone, and I think the likes of, say, a Matt Edgar and a Paul Hogan just happened to be on the end of some of those really big performances. So, you know, it's a really interesting table going into tonight.
Matthew Edgar can feel very unlucky about the way last night went. Ran at about 87 average for the evening, and in terms of the way he played, he didn't play too bad. He just ran into one, really, didn't he?
He did. He really did, and he positioned himself really well, especially in that first match against Fallon Sherrock. He went 3-0 up, and the darts were flowing a treat. But I think what he would say himself is just lacking that little bit of match sharpness. He hasn't played competitively since last December, so I think there's a lot already that he can take from this because he is well and truly competing. It's just getting over that edge. It's just getting that winning feeling back.
Right, let's have a look at the odds then. This is what the bookies think about tonight's action, and no surprise, you said the group winner is going to be between Daniel Larsson and Tom Sykes, realistically.
If they carry on like they finished yesterday, then absolutely, it's, for me, there's no doubt it's between those two. You know, we saw a couple of hundred averages from both of them. Obviously, Fallon and Sherrock still very much in the mix, but those two last night were exceptional.
18 plus, gamblerware.org if you want to have a flutter on the Super Series. Right, let's get into our first game. Now, Daniel Larsson takes on Matthew Edgar in our opening match. Daniel completed the card yesterday. He won all 4 of his matches, but he was involved in an absolute corker of a game against Tom Sykes towards the end of the session, and it really was one of the games of the series so far.
This is their 4th meeting of the week.
I expect this to be good, and both have got off to a rip-roaring start. Potential 14 darter here for Daniel Larsson to get things up and running.
Getting shot in the first
He
leg,
finds
Daniel
double
Larsson.
12 to complete a 5-visit leg.
1-2-1 required. Double 18 for a 1-2-1 and
Getting
one
shot in the
apiece,
second
and we
leg,
have
Johnson.
parity. 12 dart response.
Well, this is one of the best contests we've seen in quite a while here. Potential 11 to take us all the way. And this game absolutely deserves a last leg decider. And we're going to get a last leg decider. 12 dart break back for Daniel Larsson.
Should be just the 1 dart. It should be at tops. It is.
54. Daniel
Tell you, that was so close. I couldn't tell if it was in or not.
Both players have missed match darts of a last leg decider. Larsson double 2 to get the job done. Well, what a game of darts we've just witnessed there. Yeah, it really was an impressive game in the middle of last night's session. And Daniel Larsson, well, he's on 8 points overnight, now looking to convert that lead going into tonight's action. We'll see Tom Sykes a little bit later on this evening, but Daniel Larsson's going to kick off the evening against Matthew Edgar. And for him, it's a case of, well, this is actually the worst game Daniel Larsson could have had at the start, because it's the only opponent that he can face where he cannot qualify through. The 44-year-old from Uppsala is looking to get himself back into Saturday night on the South Coast. He's a runner-up in his previous appearance here. Matthew Edgar averaged around about 87 and change last night, but was unable to pick a point up. But speaking to him over the course of the 24 hours between the end of yesterday's play and the beginning of play tonight, he said that for the same reasons he enjoyed it was the same reasons he realised why the game can sucker punch you a little bit. He absolutely loved being back there. He loved the competitiveness of the action, but he also realised why darts could be a cruel mistress at times. Paul Hinks is the referee in charge of the action tonight. But Daniel Larsson yesterday was in, quite simply, a league of his own when it came to the numbers, when it came to the stats. Average of 95.63, 39% in terms of his doubling. He had 11 180s for the session, including the 5 that we saw in that game against Tom Sykes. And you just get the sense that for him this evening, it's going to be a matter of when rather than if he qualifies through to Saturday.
80.
Yeah, and it was interesting when we spoke to him afterwards, Daniel Larsson. We said, well, what do you think the magic number is? What is that number that is going to get you through to Saturday? Because that is
100.
essentially what these groups, that is the main purpose of these groups. And he said, I want to be back up here with another 8 points. That is the mentality that he's got every time he steps up on the stage. I mean, if he did go through the card again, then that would be some reckoning by
54.
because of the standard of the calibre of player that we've got in Group B.
Well, we said it before dart was thrown in this group yesterday
100.
evening that you wouldn't be surprised if this was a Champions Week Group B when you look at the names, the clientele, and in particular the standard. To put a perspective on it all last night, this is the overall total group stats.
139.
So this is every player divided up. Overall average of 91.78 between the 5 players combined.
98.
And a doubling checkout
88.
percentage combined of 40%. Only 2 players doubled underneath the 40% mark throughout the course of the night last night. But Larsson looking to get Friday evening off to a decent start. The treble 18 leads double 7 for 15 darter, and that is so regulation for the Super Swedes.
Second leg, Matthew to throw first. Game on. $57.
And this is what Matt Edgar found himself up against throughout the evening yesterday.
100. $60.
I think the one takeaway as well for someone like Matt, that we know he's competitive. He's been on the Pro Tour. He's had a tour card a few times
60.
over and played on the biggest stages in the world. He managed to maintain around that. We said an 87
84.
average for the evening. That will win you matches in pretty much any group. But it was so consistent as well. The highest average he had was just under an 89. So he was all around it. He wasn't dropping
60.
off and then having a big average. It was consistent throughout the evening.
Well, consistency was pretty much the word in the
100.
EFO of Group B darts on that Thursday evening that we just seen. I get the sense that for Matthew, a little bit like last night, it might be all about the start this evening. He went 3-0 up in his game against Fallon
140.
Sherrock at the beginning of his night yesterday. Went on to lose it in a last leg decider. Kind of set the tone. You get the feeling that he could do with a
58.
positive
Down
start
the car,
tonight. But if you want a
141.
positive start, probably the wrong person to play is the man that he's currently up against.
$49. Matthew Carwood and
Found a
42.
111 yesterday, but he's not going to get a 142 here. And so Larsson will return
90.
for 92 for
Daniel
a
Carr 92.
2-0 lead, and perhaps pivotally for him, a break of throw to boot.
$52. Matthew Carr 52.
And these are the chances that Matt Edgar's going to have to take.
Game shown in
Absolutely
second
no
leg, Matthew
issue
Edgar.
there.
Third leg, Daniel to throw first. Game on.
Well, for Matthew Edgar, it's another primetime beauty, a WWE themed shirt for him this evening. I'm gonna be honest, I've not got a
123.
clue who that said person is, but I've heard it's a WWE wrestling star.
43.
The Legion of Doom, I believe the wrestler's called. I don't have any idea. All I know is that our spotter this evening is a big WWE fan. And he's bailing me out of
58.
this. The Legion of Edgar.
Of all the names you were going to get wrong there.
60. Check 45.
Yes, sportsman-like. Has to be expected from the players here.
And respect from the
100.
commentators as well.
$58.
I do hear that if Matthew is to qualify tonight, that his pre-match preparation for tomorrow will involve eating lots of meat at a Brazilian all-you-can-eat restaurant, which has become a bit of a Saturday tradition for him when he's in Portsmouth, as Larsson piles in a max to leave tops after 12.
60.
but I
Daniel
think-
Carr 40.
Daniel Larsson's making it rather difficult for Matt Edgar to get any points on the board in this first match.
Game shown the third leg,
His
Daniel
13
Larsson.
dart holder throw for the Swede.
Fourth leg, Matthew to throw first. Game on.
Well, 13 data for Daniel Larsson. 2 winning legs, 15-13 so far. Solid on throw, effectively forcing Edgar to break in
60.
full visit so far.
Yeah, an absolute perfection when it comes to the finishing from both.
$57. 59.
Yeah, those first two darts
45.
awkward. I think there was an option there really to switch either over to 18s down to 19s.
100. $97. 58. 78.
Well, this leg very much open for interpretation. And Edgar at this present moment in time just doing the job that he can do
96.
on throwing. He'll just hope that Daniel at some point, when he has the darts in his hand, can perhaps have a bit of a slip up, which would open up the door for prime time.
81. Matthew Carr, 128.
Well, the big number not found, so the 128 can't go. And
78.
well, within the remit of Larsson,
Daniel Carr,
is 143.
143.
Well, there's the first part. Treble 17 would have been for 32.
107. Matthew Carr, 50.
Full level game at 2-2. 2 darts in hand, a double 16.
34.
Inside, and
Daniel
so
Carr,
Larsson
36.
double 18 for the break and a 3-1 lead. And it would mean he'd have the darts in the next to get over the line. It wouldn't be job done in terms of qualification, but he would be virtually there.
$18. Matthew Carr, 16.
Well, a bit of a slip from Daniel Larsson. Edgar with the opportunity to level up at 2 apiece.
No score. Daniel Carr, 18.
Well, he's had chances, and one of the things he said is he knew that every single time he missed last night, he expected to be
Being shown
punished,
the
and
fourth
punished
leg,
he is
Daniel
there. And
Larsson.
Larsson with a double 9 breaks a throw, leads 3-1. Realistically,
Daniel
if
through
Matt was going to
first.
make it
Game
through
on.
tonight, he probably had to complete the card. 6 points probably isn't going to be enough. He's 3-1 down to Daniel Larsson here, and he needs the full complement to
100.
get the points. Otherwise, it will still be nil point for Edgar.
$134.
Good switch to the bottom of the board, just using those treble 19s effectively.
140. $45.
I think the way that Matt's darts land, they're just slightly flat or just leaning down slightly. So when it goes above in that position, you could see the frustration because it's forcing him to switch down.
60.
See, other than being in the job with
95.
that first dart where it lies underneath, then you can stack above the top.
Well, Larsson here looks as if he is ready to get the job done. Solid display, if not a spectacular display, to kick off the night for
70.
the Swede. Might be happy with those few darts that have veered wide. Heck of a couple of trebles. Really could change the complexion of the leg. Could do with one. And that
60.
look is
Daniel
of
Carr,
dejection because he
131.
knows that there was an opening there and he wasn't able to make best use of it. Larsson to win it. And win it in some style. It's double 10 for 131.
111. Matthew Carr, 167.
Well, this would be some way to have saved the match, but it's more darts,
57.
more match-winning
Daniel Carr,
chances here for
20.
Daniel Larsson.
Two tens.
Getting shown the match, Daniel
Seals a
Larsson.
4-1 success for Daniel Larsson. He gets his night underway with a victory against Matthew Edgar. He's not technically, mathematically through yet, but he's pretty much as good as now. He beats Edgar by 4 legs to 1. Next up, Fallon Sherrock takes on Tom Sykes. Welcome back to the Modus Super Series, where game 1 down and Daniel Larsson with win number 5 in succession. Getting the better of Matthew Edgar by 4 legs to 1 to kick off his campaign. Game 2 is a meeting between Fallon Sherrock and Tom Sykes. Sykes with 6 points to his name for one of the first night's worth of play up against Sherrock, who begins the night on 4. The 31-year-old from Milton Keynes, twice a weekly runner-up in the past, up against Tom Sykes, the Castleford Tiger, the 32-year-old, twice a series runner-up here at the Live Lounging Porter. Back in Series 6, where he lost to Scott Taylor, in Series 9, where he lost to Darius Labanauskas. He lost the first and last Champions Week finals of 2024. He's looking to make it through to the final Champions Week of 2025. Fallon Sherrock is looking to do so for the first time in her illustrious career. And what a boost it would be ahead of what will be a 6th World Championship appearance for her come December at the iconic Alexandra Palace. 100. And in terms of last night, she can probably feel like the one that, again, in terms of play, her numbers, the doubling
82.
stood out. 10 out of 21, 47% in terms of the finishing. Numbers in terms of scoring, 88.5 average.
81.
2 180s. Not a ton plus checkout, but it was the efficiency, wasn't it, of everything she did all night long. And the character that she showed at times, obviously she came back from 3-0 down in her game against Matthew Edgar. Against Paul Hogan, it could have got a little bit very scary at times. Both her wins are by 4-3 margins.
100.
But I think she'll be pleased enough with what she provided on the opening night.
Yeah, I think on that first night as well, if you can come out of it with 2 wins, and they were 2 solid wins as well, as you mentioned, beating Matt
58.
Edgar, beating Paul Hogan, and that was where her doubling efficiency really was. It really worked as well, because it was 4 from 6 on both those games in at 67%. Both games averaging in excess of 90. That's the kind of base level where I think she's going to want to be. When you spoke to her in the interview yesterday, she mentioned that she was hitting around these averages at the women's series as well. So she knows when you turn up to that
59.
World Championship,
Following
that's
the car,
kind of the bare
140.
minimum you want to be hitting.
Well, Sherrock unable to take out the 140. Sykes will return for the 167 to get the break of throw and take out the opening leg. Well, the treble 19 source, the treble 20 not. And so Sherrock will come back, having a look at the 82 to take the opening leg of this encounter.
Right, it's double 16 for the 82. Double 8.
74. Tonica 40.
Yeah, and that smile tells you she knows that was a real big opportunity.
Getting shown the first
Because
leg,
Tom Sykes, very much like Daniel Larsson, they were absolutely on point last night.
Second leg, Tom through first.
Sykes one up, break in hand. The break that he needed at some point if he was to go on and win this contest.
42.
2-ton plus averages last night did the Castleford Tiger, and they came in his last 2 matches. 102.26 that we mentioned in defeat to Daniel Larsson, and he averaged 100.48 in this meeting yesterday, a 4-1 success against
51.
the Queen of the Palace. And the doubling much improved. For his Group A campaign,
100.
Tom Sykes, he was 27% on the outer ring. Yesterday, 15 hits from 36 attempts, 41% in terms of finishing legs off throughout the course of the session. And he had that brilliant 150 checkout, didn't he, in this fixture last night?
Yeah, and there were certain moments for Tom Sykes that he looked absolutely unplayable. If you recall that Matthew Edgar match, Tom Sykes went off, and we were talking about records and all sorts at
59.
one point, because he just absolutely flew into it, and then just a little bit of a stumble over the doubles, and then it got really quite involved.
81.
It's not quite been the start that we'd come to expect of Tom Sykes. Yes, he's got the break, but Sherrock in a very good position to level this game back up. She's going to get 6 darts on the 120 to do exactly that, and she's going to need the full complement of darts to square this contest up.
44. 95. Following the car, 76.
Tops for a break straight back.
36. Tom car, 99.
Tops isn't there on this occasion, and so Sherrock is going to come back for just one of them to level up at 1 apiece.
Game shot on the second leg, Fallon Sherrock.
We do have parity at 1 apiece, and Fallon now back
Third
with
leg,
the
Fallon to
advantage of
third
throwing first.
Game on. One of them, 40.
Sometimes you do find you have such a
100.
good evening session like we had last night in Group B that when it comes to the business end, the nerves, it can get a little bit tentative. But what we actually saw in Group C between the two
100.
afternoon sessions, it was actually quite tentative to start with, and it really ramped up today as things got towards the tail end.
43.
Well, both players know how pivotal this game is in terms of setting the score up, because if Fallon Sherrock wins this game, both players will be level on 6 points. Now, there is a gap, a considerable gap between the pair in terms of the legs difference, but obviously if Sherrock can win that big, they'll be whittled down. But Sherrock could put herself in a very good position. She'd be 4 points clear of Paul Hogan, ahead of his
60.
match against Matthew Edgar. And at that point, probably the pair of them would want Edgar to win that game just to give themselves a little bit of breathing space.
40.
Matthew Edgar winning a game does simplify things as well, because it guarantees that 10 points will send a player through to Saturday night.
180. Fallon the car, 164.
Oh, the first maximum, but it's Fallon here for the 164. It's Bull for a 164.
123. Tom the car, 118.
Well, Sherrock couldn't find her ton topper. Can Sykes find his? Tops for the third consecutive break in the match.
98.
Drags just
On the car,
low.
41. Game shown the third leg, Fallon Sherrock.
Oh, clean kill. Double 16 goes. Sherrock 2-1 to the good.
Fourth leg, Tom to through first. Game on.
Yeah, we're still waiting to kind of see catch light as of yet. Maybe this is the spark. Because Tom Sykes has piled in his second 180 of the contest.
$100.
Hang on, Tom. 6 of the very best from Sykes. Fallon Sherrock, who hit the most famous 9-darter on this stage against Adam Lipscomb 2.5 years ago, could potentially have one hit against her.
60. Tom the car, 141.
Where you said it was going to catch a light at some point. Is this the moment? Treble 19 for double 12 for a 9-darter.
117.
Yes, Tom. Not quite in there, unfortunately, but yeah, rise smile.
If this goes next dart, it'll be the third 10-darter that we've seen this week. And if I'm correct in saying, I think Tom Sykes has got one of them.
81. Tom the car, 24.
He missed double 12 for the 9. Got to be careful about moving inside here.
Game
No
shown the
mistake
fourth
on the
leg,
double
Tom
6.
Sykes.
Doesn't darter. We are back level at 2-2.
Fifth leg, Fallon to through first. Game on.
Tom shaking his head in the background at what might have been.
66. $96. $80. $59.
And this is where both players just really have to hold that level of concentration, because you will
99.
both have an adrenaline rush when you're in that situation, especially for Tom. I think the adrenaline just kicked in when he was going for the double 12 right towards the tail end. But
68.
8 perfect darts.
Well, this is the problem now, isn't it? Because the adrenaline is pumping, you've got to try and get yourself back down to an equal kill to as such. And if any... Oh,
80.
that's desperately unlucky for Fallon. But if there's anybody that will know what it's like to deal with the highs and the lows and to keep yourself cool under pressure, Fallon Sherrock is the perfect person to ask. But Sykes, with 180, number 4 of the match, is threatening a key breaker throw here.
100. Tom the car, 98.
To get that breaker throw back. That's that double 12 again.
This
86.
time pulls it low.
Fallon the car, 76.
Well,
40.
Sykes back for
Tommy
two
Carr, 12.
sixes. Hit it to win the previous leg. Hits it to win
Game
this
shot on the
leg.
fifth leg, Tom
He
Sykes.
breaks the throw. He leads 3-2 and now has the darts in his hand to win the match.
Six leg Tom to through first.
Yeah, Fallon and Sherrock a bit unfortunate in that previous leg. Had 120
Come on.
points on the floor.
$131.
Well, he's really going for the gears here, isn't he, Tom Sykes? Ever since the missed double for the 9 dart attempt, he's gone up
180.
another level as Sherrock finds her first maxi of the contest.
140.
We mentioned about Tom Sykes' missed double for a 9. Fallon Sherrock isn't going to repeat history
100.
here.
Yeah, not a lot to split them in this leg. Tom Sykes with the slight advantage of throw
60.
does manage to leave himself on the big fish when he returns.
$26. Tom Car, 170.
Well, this would be some way to see it. He missed double 12 for a 9 dart early on in the contest. Is he going to win it with a 170? Bullseye says yes.
Game shot on
Bullseye's
the match, Tom
got!
Sykes.
What a finish from Tom Sykes. He missed double 12 for the 9 and he's finished off with a 170 checkout. What a start to the evening for the Castleford Tiger. Tom Sykes went through the gears and went through them brilliantly. There was a little bit of a lull in proceedings at the beginning of the match, but once he got going, he really did get going. A 4-2 win for him. Coming up next, Matthew Edgar takes on Paul Hogan. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius? Yes. Let's do it then. Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor?
One more Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler!
Welcome back to the Modus Super Series. Before the break, Tom Sykes, courtesy of a 170 checkout to finish, got the better of Fallon Sherrock by 4 legs to 2 to get his night off to a winning start. He moves on to 8 points in the group ahead of a meeting between Matthew Edgar and Paul Hogan in match number 3 of the night. For Matthew, a second game, having lost 4-1 to Daniel Larsson in the opener. He takes on Crocodile Dundee, a twice weekly winner here in the past. The 62-year-old from Basingstoke. He begins the night with a solitary win to his name. A victory here would put him on to 4 points, and because of his legs difference would see him usurp Fallon Sherrock up into third in a qualifying position in the Group B table.
Game on.
For Matthew, I can imagine now this is the point where he just wants to get a win no matter what the circumstances. Just put something to his name.
134.
Yeah, 100%. Any player that comes here to the Super Series, when you find yourself in that position, you haven't won a game in the first evening. Yes, you've played well, and you just think, well, keep doing the same thing. The wins will come. They have to come. But I will say, Paul Hogan yesterday was on the back end of some really, really big performances, and I felt like he really took it out on Matt Edgar in their last game yesterday evening. So this is the time for Matt Edgar just to try and evoke a little bit of revenge.
140.
As for Paul Hogan, he has the opportunity to move up the table.
137.
Well, the Legion of Edgar will be the Legion of Doom if he was to lose this match, because he'd be 4 points off of a qualification spot with both Fallon and Paul yet to play one another. One of them would have to
45.
move on to 6 points. He would be out of contention if he was to lose this particular contest.
58.
Well, it's a really positive start here for Matt Edgar.
100. Matthew Carr, 76.
So 76 for 1-0 lead. Double top.
Game shown in the first leg,
And you just sense he needs a little bit of a confidence booster here, Matthew Edgar, and that could be just the source of it.
Game on.
Clean start, 15 darter, double got first dart. He's on the board against Crocodile Dundee.
83. 100. 139. 100.
This is really consistent stuff from Matthew Edgar.
A win for Matthew Edgar because Larsson's on
60.
10 points would qualify him through. It would confirm what seems like the inevitable anyway.
60.
I do wonder when players go up there and they are a player that now does do commentary as well.
139.
How much they're thinking about things that they possibly would have always thought of when they were just a player.
Well, luckily, I'm sat next to the perfect person that can tell me what it is like.
Yeah, no, I do it. 100% I do that.
Well, this would be some response from Hogan. 14
Game shown in the
darter,
second leg, Paul
80
Hogan.
checkout. Crocodile Dundee on the board, off the mark.
Third leg, Matthew did
And
through
he get his
first.
teeth
Game on.
stuck into the night. Would you like to learn a fun fact, Laura?
Do I have a choice,
57.
Henry?
You do not have a choice.
I didn't think I would.
It's not really a fun fact, but it's a fact.
Why didn't you just say, would you like to hear a fact? Or why don't you just say the fact?
121.
How do you survive a crocodile attack?
How do you?
By walking in zigzag lines, because apparently you walk in zigzag
60.
lines, they can't work out whereabouts you're moving. So walk in zigzags and you won't get eaten by a crocodile.
Yeah, I'm hoping that wouldn't be a circumstance I'd have to negate, but thanks
85.
if I do.
It's not really something you need to worry about in Portsmouth, of all places. Not really seen many alligators down the seafront.
81.
But if Crocodile Dundee wins this one, it'll be in a while Crocodile to Matthew Edgar. See you later, Alligator, in terms of his hopes of
42.
making it through.
$99.
Hogan chasing a treble to
60.
leave a finish, and now that affords Matt Edgar 6 from the 204.
99.
105 left to put his nose in front to re-establish the lead at 2-1.
97. Matthew Carr 105. 73.
Tees up nicely, but could all be academic. Paul Hogan looking to chase down 96. It's the perfect first start. His favourite double 18, and that should be a good guide.
78. Matthew Carr 32.
Well, opening an opportunity for Edgar to go 2-1 up.
Getting shown the
Use
third
that
leg,
first
Matthew
dart. It's a
Edgar.
beautiful guide with dart 2. Nestles it off the barrel into the bed.
Fourth leg Paul with
2-1
first.
Matthew Edgar
Game on.
leads.
$41.
Early opening for Matthew Edgar.
45.
And I think with Matt Edgar, and he mentioned it, didn't he, to you already, that I think he's so
140.
aware of when there is an opportunity that arises that he has to take it, that's taken precedence in terms of, just that extra bit of effort that
100.
could push you a bit too far. He would have seen Hoagie go up there, not hit a treble, just 41 points, and tries to exploit it and can't find a treble himself.
100.
So I think it'd be very interesting to see what he makes of
140.
the week once he's had a couple of days, maybe just to reflect upon it a little bit. Does it, I don't know, possibly get the juices
83.
flowing again? I don't quite know.
$30. Paul Lucar 137.
A shake of the head, but
97.
has been able to set up. We'll be back.
$97. Paul Lucar 40.
Tops for 2-2.
Getting shown the
2-2
fourth
it is.
leg,
We have a
Paul
level
Hogan.
match. Hogan here averaging 91.5. 2 from 4 in terms of doubles. Really decent opening
Fifth
display.
leg Matthew did through
From the
first.
Basingstoke case up to press.
Yeah, both players have played really well on throw, and Matt Edgar looking to continue that trend with the first maximum of the match.
180.
Now, I'm going to say something right now.
100.
If Matthew Edgar hits a 9-darter, we will never, ever hear the end of it. Never, ever, ever hear the end of it.
100.
In fact, I don't think there's been a commentator that has hit a
100.
9 here. Chris Mason's famous to hit a 10 by hitting the bull.
85.
technically, Fallon Sherrock has commentated here. She did a couple of games with
Matthew
Philip
Carr,
Taylor on the opening night.
136.
Jared Cole's commentated on a game here. Edgar's looking at 136. Not anymore.
$78.
Again, it's another game that
100.
looks like
Matthew
it should
Carr,
continue to
58.
go with throw. You think Edgar should get a couple of darts at tops off the back of this. And he
Each on
needs
the
the
fifth leg,
one.
Matthew Edgar. Six leg pole to
Free
through
to
first. Game on.
Matthew Edgar, 14 darter.
$100.
Again, that's that awkward dart for Matt
96.
Edgar. So again, forces the switch, finds the treble 19.
One thing Paul Hogan has got is this
125.
unrelentingness about him. Regardless of a situation, regardless of a scenario,
60.
he'll always dig it. Even if sometimes you might see him shake his head and he shout, "Oh, Hoagie," he'll always crave into a task right until the very last.
80.
And it looks like we're going to get a last leg decider. We had a
100.
4-1, a 4-2. And looks likely we're going to get a 4-3 scoreline in one direction or another in the opening three matches.
Yeah, Edgar took part in 2 last leg deciders yesterday.
40.
One against Fallon Sherrock, the other against Tom Sykes. And both went the way of the opponent. Does not have fond memories of last leg deciders from yesterday,
100.
does Matt Edgar.
Polukar 156.
That was the last leg decider against Fallon that kind of set the tone for the evening, didn't it? Hogan's not going to take out the 156, but this would be some way
44.
for
Matthew
Matthew
Carr,
Edgar to get his
145.
first win back on this stage. 145 is very much on now. When treble 19 leave double 14. He's in situ.
104.
Hogan has to take
Polukar,
this.
112.
It's not a complete disaster. 97 required. But as was the treble 19, so a real opportunity
40.
here for Matt Edgar
Matthew
to
Carr,
pick up his
41.
first couple of points.
Is this finally the moment? Double
Each on the
16
match, Matthew
gets
Edgar.
Matthew Edgar's first win on the stage, and quite interesting to see. No real reaction, business-like for Matthew Edgar as he picks those opening points up. It's almost a chuckle there on his face as he wins by 4 legs to 2. Sykes and Larsson is our next match on the other side of our commercial messages break.
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart for that.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart at tops for the match to win 4-1. And he Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Jorgen van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Gablas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He's 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Van Skeet's halfway to victory.
He only needs one more. Jimmy Van Skeet is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Van Skeet do the same? Just needs the one treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101!
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game! And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jeff Smith!
Welcome back to Pluto TV and the Modus Super Series, where before the break Matthew Edgar got the better of Paul Hogan by 4-2. Match 4 is a game between Daniel Larsson and Tom Sykes, and if it's anything like the meeting that we saw between the pair yesterday, then we are going to be in for some corker. That is for sure. It was a game which was won by Daniel Larsson by 4-2, averaging 100.74. Tom Sykes averaged 102.26 in the game, and found himself on the wrong end of the scoreline. Had a 1-2-1 checkout in that particular
First leg, Tom to through
contest,
first.
but it would be
Game on.
Larsson who would prevail. Now, if he wins this game, Larsson, he would be... So he is through, shall I say, to Saturday night's final because of Matthew Edgar's victory before the break. So he's safe in that particular knowledge. Tom Sykes would be through if he was to win this game against
59.
Daniel Larsson. And then all of a sudden we got a little bit of a gap between the top 2 and the bottom 3. And Fallon Sherrock could be in action against Paul Hogan
96.
next to be involved in a huge game. Matthew Edgar realistically want Paul Hogan to win that if Hogan was to win it. Edgar's not out of it. But
60.
he would have to win every game for the rest of the night.
Yeah, it all does make for
95.
interesting reading. Coming up next, you will see Hogan against Fallon Sherrock, as you mentioned. Then after that, it is Matt Edgar against Tom Sykes. So these next passage of matches
140,
really could see the table.
170.
Could see the table really take shape.
This could be back-to-back 170s. He ended the last game for Big Fish. He almost started this one with 1.
Yeah, almost an action replay.
180.
These two just turn each other on, don't they? 88.
9. Daniel Carr, 62.
They just bring the best out of one another. And it's another impressive start. Tots for Larsson.
Game show on the first
Tots for
leg,
Larsson,
Daniel
1-0 Larsson. Turning on the ante.
Second leg, Daniel do through first.
Daniel Larsson did say yesterday they really do bring the best out in each other. They both want to win. They both want to see each other do well. But Larsson already won to the goodness. A break, a throw, and it'll be disappointment for Tom Sykes. He narrowly missed the 170 and then just let Larsson in.
96. 57. $60.
First up, perfect.
140.
But there's just something about these two, and there's a saying in boxing, isn't there, where styles make fights, and these two certainly bring the best out of one another, don't they?
$60.
In terms of their meetings throughout the week, this is their 5th encounter. You would probably not be surprised to hear that it's already 2 apiece. Just so competitive when they toe the oki. Tom Sykes, so this has just got that extra bit more importance on. You feel now the way the table looks that Tom will pretty much be safe, but these guys, they want to top the table.
162. Tom Car 144.
Well, that 162 setup again for Larsson. We've seen it at times over the last month or so in various competitions. His setup play is absolutely on point.
32.
And he looks like he's on point here. Sykes missed 3 darts to win leg 1. And he could find himself 2-0 down if Larsson converts double 8. Now double 4. Moves inside.
28. Tom Car 86.
Well, this time it's Larsson affording the chance to Tom Sykes. And it's Sykes with 2 at 32. And this time, no mistake.
1-1.
Third leg Tom to through first. Game on.
Not quite the mesmeric highs of the meeting between the pair yesterday, but still a decent enough contest for watching here. And when that first dart sat like that, well, that's rather precarious. That's why he has to
97.
chase down low and then run to retrieve.
$58.
Already tonight we have seen explosive moments from Tom Sykes, but perhaps just not that continuity, that consistency at the very top level. Obviously, it's only the second game.
57.
But we said it earlier before. We had high expectations of this group. They delivered last night and just warming to the task now.
$120.
Well, that one was rejected. Well, Larsson will be afforded 6 darts on 203 to get a crucial break. Be the third consecutive break at the beginning of this match. Sometimes they say breaks of throws in matches are courtesy of a very scrappy affair. Well, it's rather the antithesis of that in this particular contest.
$53. Daniel Carr 66.
Tops for the third consecutive break in the match.
26. $95. Daniel Carr 40.
So double top for Daniel Larsson to go on top.
$20. Tom Carr 120.
And now Sykes is looking to climb the ladder.
Tops the target.
80. Daniel Carr 20.
Bit of early frustration creeping in.
Game shown the third
Double
leg,
10
Daniel
found,
Larsson.
and Larsson gets the game's third consecutive break,
Fourth leg,
and he
Daniel
leads
do
by
through
2
first.
legs to 1 in this game.
Game on.
And this is now a bit of a precarious position for Tom Sykes, because if Larsson can find a way of holding, we haven't seen a holder throw yet in this match, but if he can hold here, then
100.
he's got darts to see off the match, and Tom Sykes would have to wait to see if he makes it through to Saturday's finals.
51.
Should still be in a very good position, even if he loses this game, Tom Sykes, but he'd rather have the confirmation, and of course still the
83.
possibility of winning the group if he was to win this game, and winning this group would mean an avoidance of a
100.
certain Boris Kirchmar tomorrow night.
Yeah, I wonder what Boris has been doing with this couple of days off.
140.
That's a very good question. I think I might have to ask him tomorrow night.
60. $58.
Things just not quite flowing as they were last night for Tom Sykes.
140.
Recovers well, but
120.
had to slide across to get the angle.
Well, Larsson with the 120, looking to zoom in to a 3-1 lead. Double top. Well, it kept us waiting, didn't he? But he finds the tops, he finds the 120. And he goes 3-1 to the good of the contest.
I wasn't sure what was going to happen first. We were going to be super zoomed into the tops, or if Daniel Larsson was going to hit the target.
Give that director a BAFTA.
60. $140. $80.
Although I do think my favourite 120 shot is the side-on angle.
137.
They show, but 137 here for Sykes, leaves 84 after 9, potential 11 data to save the match.
77. Tomnica 84.
Yeah, double 12. That is an 11 data. Keeps Tom Sykes well in the match, but now
Six leg
needs to
Daniel do
find
first. Game on.
another similar leg, you feel, in order to break Larsson. Larsson with that opportunity throwing first, and he really has made the most of it.
Well, wins this. He doesn't rub a stamp winning the group, but he's pretty much there towards doing
57.
it. 2 more games to go against Paul Hogan and Fallon Sherrock. 2 players who will be desperately scrapping for
140.
what seems like the final spot through to Saturday night's final from this particular group.
134. $95.
Such an inviting first start. Finds the second.
180.
There's a second maximum for Daniel Larsson in the match.
He's himself on 130 to get the job
99.
done. Tom
Daniel
Sykes
Carr,
won his opening match with a
130.
big fish. Could Daniel Larsson win this with a little fish? Great guy for the treble. unable to get. And so Sykes, the second biggest
58.
shot
Tom
on the
McCall,
board to level up. But he's already
167.
found the biggest one.
Just looking to tee up and hope he gets the
93.
opportunity to
Tom
come
McCall,
back to
72.
the oche.
Well, for Larsson, this has been kind of around his B game, really, in terms of his performances tonight. But even that is so efficient and so
showing the match,
ruthless.
Daniel
And that's
Larsson.
so good from Daniel Larsson. He moves 4 points clear at the top of the group with 4 points left to play for. Tom Sykes has to hang on a little bit longer to progress through to Saturday night. But these two good friends embrace onto what was quite a sparring battle. Larsson winning 4-2. Hogan and Sherrock is after the break. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Lewandowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy time. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison.
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor?
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Lidlow!
A double 16 to become the tour champion. To enter fairy tale year of return of a title, double 4.
WADC Windmill Championship Tour winner, Gemma Hayton! 100
But that is a visit of a champion. For the chance nonetheless, this will be the first topper of the Championship Tour finals.
she has. Double 19. Shanghai in the 19s. And she does so.
Game started. But she only needed the one. Of ADC Global Champion, the African Warrior, Devon Peterson!
ADC Darts is on Pluto TV between now and the end of the year. The draw for the second edition of the Global Championship takes place next Saturday night at 7 p.m. Devon Peterson will find out who he'll face in his title defence. Then on the 22nd of November, the third edition of the Women's Tour Championship Finals, where Gemma Hayter is looking to defend the title she won 12 months ago. 12:30 we kick off our coverage for that. And then on the 1st of December, the second Global Championship. £150,000 in prize money, 60 grand going to the winner, and 56 players all in action vying for that jackpot prize, all live here on Pluto TV. To game number 5 of the night, and it is a meeting between Paul Hogan and Fallon Sherrock to get us towards the halfway stage of the evening. And this is a pivotal tie in terms of the permutations in the Group B table, because Fallon Sherrock on 4 points, Paul Hogan on 2. If Fallon can win this one, she'll be 4 points clear of both Paul Hogan and Matthew Edgar with 4 points left to play for. She would also take on Matthew Edgar in her next match. As far as Paul Hogan is concerned, if he wins this one, well, there's all sorts of bedlam in the table, because Fallon will be on 4, Hogan will be on 4, Edgar would be on 2, and would face Tom Sykes in the next.
Game on.
To then put everybody on the same amount of points for the evening. Before the break, Daniel Larsson did get the better of Tom Sykes by 4 legs to 2. So Sykes not mathematically through as of
100.
yet, but you get the sense it will be a case of sooner rather than later that the Castleford Tiger will progress through to Saturday night.
97.
Yeah, these next few games can be either very decisive or really put the cat amongst the pigeons.
100.
This was a game where Fallon Sherrock pinned her highest average yesterday, a 93-23 and a 4-3 defeat. Went right down to the final leg against Paul Hogan.
140.
A really nip-tuck affair.
$85. 41.
Now, yesterday's meeting between the pair was the first since June 2021,
140.
which took place at Ye Olde Livy League back in Southampton. Paul Hogan won both of those meetings, 4-1 and 4-2
140.
on those occasions on a Thursday and Friday night in Group B back in our previous setup in Southampton. And it's Old Faithful, double 18,
58.
just on the inside.
83.
Fallon in a position to pounce. Single 16 leaves one dart at the ball for a breaker throw.
58. Polluca 18.
Just south of the target. So double 9.
Getting shot on the
Pinned
first leg,
perfectly for Paul Hogan.
Hogan one up. 16
Second
darter.
leg Fallon to throw first. Game on.
All of a sudden, the olive branch could well be reached
85.
out here to Matthew Edgar if Paul Hogan was to win this match. Of course, it would enhance Hogan's chances of making it through as he piles in the game's first 180.
$60. 100. 96.
It's a good pick off with the last for Sherrock, but already Paul Hogan's wrestled away the throw, looking to
60.
stretch into a 2-0 lead.
$60. Paul Lucar, 161.
Only a 60 there for Sherrock, and so Hogan looking at 161. 6 starts from here. He's going to need the full complement to open up a 2-0 lead in this contest.
125.
And that 125 leads him an old faithful 36 after 12 to get the breaker throw and open up a 2-0 lead in the contest.
41.
Well,
Paul
that's a
Lucar,
disaster
36.
for Fallon, because that's left 159.
Getting
She
shot on the
was
second leg.
in
Paul
a position
Hogan.
where she was better off having a bounce over that last start there. It was irrelevant anyway. 13 data for Paul
Third leg
Hogan.
Paul to
And
through
a 2-0
first.
lead
Game
for
on.
Crocodile Dundee.
And Paul Hogan on track here to produce what could be his best
45.
performance of Group B. And as we get to the business end of the evening and move into the early hours of Saturday morning, you feel these
59.
games, so much importance riding on them.
$95. 95. 100.
Quite an important pick off with the last start from Paul Hogan.
59.
Important exchange. Sherrock has to find the break here, you feel, to get the game back off road to give herself a foothold on the contest. But to Paul Hogan's credit, he's not really given her any kind of opening whatsoever, leaving 1-2-1 after just a dozen to go 3-0 to the good in the contest.
58. Paul Lucar, 121. $89.
Yeah, opted not to go for the ball, though did go for the treble. Did go for the 11/treble 11. But I'm interested that he's left 32 when consistently likes to leave 36.
It's that close, it's awkward,
on the
but he
third leg,
nestles
Paul
away
Hogan.
through, and Hogan 3-0 to the goods. And all of a sudden, this
Fourth leg Fallon
third
to
position in the
first.
group has
Game
just
on.
opened up somewhat for a bit of interpretation. Matthew Edgar's eyes must be lighting up at this present moment in time. Matthew's in
81.
action next. He takes on Tom Sykes. I'm sure his eyes didn't light up over that prospect, though.
28.
An early slip there by Paul Hogan. Fallon Sherrock can find a treble with this last dart.
60. 140.
Fallon's
60.
next game is against Matthew Edgar, and already that feels like such a pivotal game in her night. She takes on Daniel Larsson in the final game of the session. I suppose the hope from Fallon's perspective is Daniel's that far
41.
away in the wind that potentially there could be just a little bit of a let-off come that game because the adrenaline has kind of naturally coursed out the body a little bit.
100.
Yeah, we have seen that happen on occasion. When you know that the job that you're here to do is done, it's quite hard to just maintain those intense levels of adrenaline.
100.
But I've just got this sneaky suspicion from speaking to Daniel yesterday that he wants to go through the card again. He wants to win absolutely every single game, solidify his place at the top of Group B.
121.
We kind of mentioned it in the interview of him last night. The other Swedes are pushing each other
60.
on. So what Andreas is doing,
79.
what Victor's doing, what Johan Engström's doing, the likes of Anton Östlund are doing, they're pushing each other along one by one. And let's not forget Edwin Tom Bjorsen, who is a very fine player. 9 for Fallon to keep herself in the game. Back to 3-1. Hogan with the darts here to
fifth leg Paul
win
through
the match.
first.
10-point gap in terms of the average. Sherrock is going to have to find a bit more in terms of scoring power, but she has that foothold in the game. That's the important thing.
59.
And again, a slow opener from Paul Hogan. And these are the throws that Sherrock needs to exploit.
97.
Fallon Sherrock, she's not alien from this position.
100.
She found herself 3-0 down in a match against Matthew Edgar yesterday. Managed to battle her way back.
$134. $60.
Well, that was a tightly packed 60, which has clipped the top wire. But what it has done is given Fallon against the thrower opportunity to really take the ascendancy. Good pick up for the last to leave herself on a finish. The biggest finish, but a finish nonetheless after 9. Hogan needs a couple of trebles to do something similar. Well, he fills it up from the leg, and the match may have just swung in terms of complexion.
Fallon Sherrock couldn't find the 170. That was hit against her earlier by Tom Sykes, and a match-winning chance here for Paul Hogan.
To get on the board for the night, it's double 16.
70. Fallon your car, 112.
And now you feel you're in must-hit territory for Fallon Sherrock. 52, and misses the single 12.
Well, Hogan never looks at what the opponent's doing, looking away and hoping that the call from Paul Hinks was fortuitous. And then when he steps up to the double 16, he takes no mistake in getting, and it's getting rather interesting in terms of the race to third place in this group. Hogan gets the better of Sherrock 4-1. Edgar and Sykes go head-to-head next.
$54. Charlie McGuire, 164. $44. $32. Charlie required 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls of this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
required
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts, but he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the stage,
Charlie,
approaching the
required
jockey with a
20.
chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
118.
bust it, maybe. The first title he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust, and
39.
on that situation there, George Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit, but he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Get
Couldn't get the job
it.
done.
the match! And the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife!
Midway through the night here at the Live Lounge, and before the break, Paul Hogan got the better of Fallon Sherrock by 4-1. And as far as the group is concerned, Daniel Larsson is through. He is still perfect in this Group B. We can have a look at the table for you now. He's through. Tom Sykes is almost there. Just needs to dot the I's and cross the T's. Paul Hogan, Fallon Sherrock and Matthew Edgar, well, they're all scrapping it out for third place. And if Matthew Edgar wins this game, then you'll have 3 players all prized on 4 points. Matthew Edgar would take on Fallon Sherrock in game number 8 of the night. Hogan would take on Larsson in the game after this one, and then Sherrock would take on Larsson. Hogan would take on Sykes in game 9 of the evening. So potentially every match from this point onwards may well have an important step in terms of the trajectory of who is going to qualify through. Now, Tom Sykes still needs to do something mathematically, but if he doesn't qualify from this position, then I will do a forfeit, which can be up to anybody's interpretation.
I'll bring you a Southampton t-shirt in tomorrow to wear.
60.
Oh.
When you go to Fratton Park tomorrow.
Now that is nasty.
125.
Can I just do a sponsored silence instead?
100.
Could you imagine?
Yes, and I probably wouldn't be here in the evening. You'd probably never see me again.
100. 59. Tony Carr, 136.
Didn't Gary Lineker once present Match of the Day in Speedos?
60.
Are you putting yourself forward for that? I don't know where you're going.
No.
100.
I'm not sure that pass off com regulations. Like 76 for the break. Double top. In it goes. Sykes breaks and leads 1-0.
Second leg, Tom to through first. Game on.
And this was an encounter that went the distance yesterday. It was Tom Sykes that edged out Matthew Edgar in a last leg decider.
96.
But Tom knows the job isn't quite done yet. He still needs to solidify that place, and this is an opportunity for him to do it.
59. $40.
I suppose this is another thing as well for Matt that we mentioned, obviously, of course, about it being a long time since he's got the reps in and things like that. All of a sudden,
57.
what may have looked like a task of, well, let's just go up there, enjoy it, see what happens, goes back into that, oh, there's something in play again. And all of a sudden,
60.
that dynamic comes into play. And all of a sudden, the nerves come back into play. And he's having to deal with that once again.
99.
It's something that we picked up on actually this afternoon in Group C when Aaron Gill found himself positioned second on the table and then pretty much capitulated for a couple of matches and ended up at the foot end of the table by the end of play.
91.
Sure, to deal with the pressure, and it's difficult when you're not used to that day in, day out, week in, week out, all the time.
174.
This has to
Matthew
go.
Carr, 170. $84. Tom Carr, 16.
For 2-zip.
Game shot on the second leg, Tom Sykes.
And this is good stuff once again from Tom Sykes.
Third leg, Matthew will do through first. Game on. $97.
He's always dangerous when he plays here anyway, Tom Sykes, but he just looks like he's towards the latter end of this week, just going up another gear. A gear which, on a Saturday night, is going to make him very difficult to beat. And we know that he's a man that likes to
47.
react and feed off of audience participation. And it is virtually a sellout here tomorrow night. There's literally a ticket left.
$58. $140.
Well, it's clicking into place right now for Tom Sykes. 96 of Kawhi
59.
for 3-0 and
Tom
double
Carr,
break.
96.
Potential 11 data here. And plenty of time on his side to do exactly that. Double 18. And when he's on song, you just expect those combos to pop like they do there.
Fourth leg, Tom to through first. Game on.
Yeah, look at those averages. 107.36 for Tom Sykes. And goes just to what you were saying.
57.
When it all clicks for Tom Sykes, then they're the numbers that he can post.
11 data, one away from booking his place.
43. $59. $140. $85.
There's a good find with the last, but Matt Edgar now just starting to find a few of those big trebles.
100. $100. $96. $60. Matthew Carr,
Get a leg on the ball.
122.
1-2-2 for Edgar. Well, I don't think you needed us to tell you how he felt, and you can see with the overhead angle as to why he would be that annoyed. 104 left. Well, if he finds a way through this may well be dart of the week.
Tom's last score was 60.
Well, a little bit of a funny moment and a funny exchange between the pair on stage. So he's given a bit more thinking time. But any which way,
56.
couldn't find
Tommy
the
Carr,
treble anyway. And this would be
140.
some way to wrap it up.
It won't be wrapped up with the 140, so Edgar back for 66.
49. Matthew Carr, 66.
Double 16.
34. Tom Carr, 91.
He found a 96 in the previous leg. Pop, pop. Is he going to find a 91? Pop, pop. Pop, pop, pop. And that's a win for Tom Sykes against Matthew Edgar. And that is Tom Sykes' place into Saturday night secured. It's a yet another final for the Castleford Tiger. And he is looking for weekly title number 4. It's a 4-0 win for him against Matthew Edgar. Coming up after the break, Paul Hogan takes on Daniel Larsson.
First player to do it on a Saturday. It's on.
Double 12.
Game shot the third leg.
Double top for Dubbridge. To it in style. Next week, and it's a very good week, isn't it? We're going to see the debut of Tomoya Goto and Jeffrey Desvan here at the live lounge. Derek Coulson's back for what he hopes is the Champions Week number 4. Danny Van Tripe looking for back-to-back weekly titles. As far as Group B is concerned, Jamie Hughes, Mike Dubbridge and Mike Gillette, the best the man can get. Alex Williams, Tom Cromwell and Barry Copeland in Group C. That gets underway on Monday morning from 9:30 a.m. And for some reason, Laura, I reckon that word might get back to Mike. Game number 7 is a meeting between Paul Hogan and Daniel Larsson. Now, before the break, we saw Tom Sykes in some style seal his place through to tomorrow night's final, an average of just underneath the 97 mark. 4 from 4 in terms of his doubles in that contest to secure a 4-0 win over Matthew Edgar. So Larsson and Hogan, our 7th match of the night. Larsson looking to make it 7 from 7. If he does so, he'll have an opportunity to join the Perfect 8 club in a Group B here at the Super Series. For Paul Hogan, big game in terms of his qualification in that provisional third spot. Wins it, he holds all the aces.
Game on.
And a win for Matthew Edgar against Fallon Sherrock could put him pretty much on the cusp. But loses this, and then Fallon will have 2 games in comparison to Hogan's
100.
1. And all of a sudden, the ball will be in the court of the Queen of the Palace. Still a lot to try and make up between now and the end of the night.
100.
Yeah, Daniel Larsson yesterday making it very clear that that was his intention. 4 wins yesterday, wants 4 wins
40.
tonight. Paul Hogan, though, you have to say, in that match against Fallon Sherrock, just a couple of matches ago, just upped his average, up that level of play. Got the 4-1 victory that he needed.
Now, there is a scenario that a player could get through on 4 points tonight. It's only ever happened once before in the history of the Super Series. That was Rob Collins, the man of steel, who lost his first 6 games, won his last 2, 4-1, 4-0 to qualify to Saturday night.
Yeah, it was one of those ones where
140.
everyone's thinking, right, that's it, we're out, going home, and yeah, there was a bit of a recall moment for Rob Collins.
Well, I think the fact that he thought he was completely out of it probably helped him get through. Kind of played with a real air of free roll.
136, Pollock 81.
81 for the opening leg. 16. Gives himself a dart at the bullseye. Not to be.
50. Daniel Carr 48.
These are the shots that Daniel Larsson's been lapping up for tops.
Game shot on the first leg, Daniel
again,
Larsson.
with pinpoint accuracy, punishes Paul Hogan.
Second leg, Daniel did through first. Game on.
14 darter to pitch the pocket of Hogan in the opening leg.
$140. 100. $83. 100. 140.
Well, Larsson's left himself on 138 to double his lead to 2-0.
100.
112.70 at this present moment in time. 138 on the cards. Not anymore. Now, Paul Hogan's left on 201. However, The second dart of this visit is an important dart. That is the 500,000th dart that Paul Hinks has officiated over here at the Live Lounge.
40.
It's an absolutely unbelievable amount that Hinksy has covered here at the Live Lounge.
30. Paul Lucas, 71.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's a disaster. It was a real opportunity for a break straight back for Paul Hogan. He's missed the big number, and
31.
you
Daniel
just
Carr, 10.
get the feeling that Larsson's not going to give him another chance back at the Oki.
2 5s.
Getting shown the second
2-0.
leg, Daniel Larsson.
Larsson in cruise control. 30 darts for the first couple of legs.
Third leg, Paul to through first. Game on.
500,000 darts, and they've all been served with a smile or two on the face of Paul Hinks over the years. And I think we both speak for everybody here that just tell you that Paul, not just is he a world-class referee and one of the greatest to have ever done this job, but what an utmost gentleman he is as well. He's one of the funniest people you'll ever meet, one of the kindest people you ever meet, always so generous with his time, whether it be on the board or off the board.
100.
Just a legend, an all-round legend of the game.
Yeah, absolutely echo every word you said there.
100.
I've just been told this in my ear.
45.
Paul Hinks is responsible for a fifth of all, well, not responsible himself for a fifth of all darts thrown, but he's officiated for a fifth of all darts thrown in this building.
100.
Oh, that's it. When he comes here, he definitely does put in a shift.
100.
This is a better response. It's Paul Hogan now. 116. Larsson is on a finish, but these are the ranges of finishes that you feel Paul Hogan's going to have to start taking if he's going to get past Daniel Larsson.
100. Daniel Carr, 144.
Well, Ton leads him on double 8. Larsson looking at 144 for the break and a 3-0 lead in this game. Not to be this time, and so Hogan 2 8s to reduce the deficit back down to 2-1. Remember, must-win game for Hogan to give himself
56.
the best
Polakar,
possible
16.
chance of progressing through to the final tomorrow night. Double 4 cannot spurn chances like this, and he does it there. Still in the game, but clinging on by a cliff edge. 2-1.
Fourth leg, Daniel to through first. Game on.
Larsson straight back in. The treble 20 straight in with the maximum.
One of them, 40. $58.
Now, is that a little bit of an opening? Another 2 treble visit here by Paul Hogan.
95.
It was 2 trebles, but not the 2 that he was looking for.
59.
Well, that's presented an opening for Hogan if he can find a couple of trebles here.
99.
Well, just about leaves himself on a finish, but Larsson, you feel, will leave himself on something far more handy. Well, that first starts begging for others to join. Begging for Max.
121.
That's an unkind ricochet.
167. $97. Daniel Carr, 83.
To race into a 3-1 lead. May just be the one dart, may just be at ball. It's not, it's double 9 for an 83, and it goes in the wrong bed.
Paul Lucas 70.
He's bust the score, and Hogan, who trailed 2-0, has a chance to level back up. Double 8 gone.
Paul Hogan.
And it is a level game. We're back level. We're all square. We're 2-2.
Two flag Paul to through first. Game on. $60.
Traveller score for Hogan to kick off.
$45. $59. $125.
It's a good recovery for Daniel Larsson. But back comes Paul Hogan, finds his first maximum of the match.
$134.
Paul Hogan wins this leg. That will
140.
officially spell the end of Matthew Edgar's hopes of trying to qualify through to tomorrow night's final.
57. Paul Lucas 62.
I mean, it'd be a straight shootout between Hogan and Sherrock. And that's
Being
exactly
shot
what the
at fifth leg,
situation's
Paul
going to
Hogan.
be. But for Paul Hogan, from 2-0 down, he's 3-2 up on Daniel
Six leg
Larsson.
Daniel
And now
to
he
through
finds
first.
himself
Game
just a
on.
leg away from a win, which would put him onto 6 points in the group. And would put him in charge of the situation. Fallon Sherrock would still have 2 more games to play.
139.
Paul Hogan would have just 1 more to play. And that'd be against Tom Sykes.
You have to give full credit here to Paul Hogan, because from a position of 2-0
45.
down, he's really ramped up the scoring, the accuracy on the finishing as well.
You could perhaps make an argument with the last 2 games that Paul Hogan's got to play. This is the easier of the 2 when you look at the form Tom Sykes is in this
80.
evening. 95 average in his opener, 92 average in his second, despite losing to Daniel Larsson. An average just under 97 hours, 4 from 4 out of his doubles against Matthew Edgar in his previous match.
60.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't relish the opportunity of playing any of them.
Because I think Matthew Edgar's found out the last couple of days.
60. $140. 100. $55. Daniel
So
Carr,
Larsson
122.
1-2-2 and 6 darts from here to take us all the way to a last leg decider. Didn't have to attack the 18s. Treble 10 the direction with dart 2. Would have left him double 16.
82.
But when he comes back, he's going to be returning for trusty tops.
$41. Daniel Carr, 40.
It does look like the match will be going the distance.
Getting shown the
And
sixth
we
leg,
do
Daniel
go all
Larsson.
the way. Just 501 points.
Seventh and final leg, Paul, the through first.
Paul Hogan
Game on.
with the slight advantage throwing first. And that is an inviting first dart.
100. 140.
Well, last night we were saying, realistically, in order to get in front of the likes of Sykes and Larsson, you needed 2 treble visits. And I think Larsson's just demonstrated exactly why
26.
we were saying that. And a disaster there for Paul Hogan.
Well, happy Saturday, everybody.
137.
Just thinking 19 and a half hours time. We will be back
100
for some Saturday night drama here at the Live Lounge in front of a packed house. There will not be a seat to be had in the auditorium.
Yeah, we know 5 of the people that are going to be present, but there is still one more spot to be won here in Group B.
Daniel Larsson is doing Fallon Sherrock an incredible favour right now.
45. Daniel Edgar,
1, 2, 4 for Larsson, and 6 darts from here to pick up what would be a priceless victory. We'll stay there. And will lay
84.
himself up for tops after 12 to get the job done.
Yeah, the finishing in this match has been exceptional. You don't expect Larsson to miss when he returns, but he could be under some pressure.
140. Daniel Edgar, 40.
Tops of Larsson.
Game
To
showing match,
complete
Daniel
a
Larsson.
4-3 victory against Paul Hogan, and it means that Fallon Sherrock, with 2 games left, has control of her fate in terms of qualification. She will take on Matthew Edgar after the break, and if she wins, she moves on to 6 points, and that's the best Hogan can do.
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart for the
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Hogan van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the 2nd time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He's 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Vansky's halfway to victory.
He only needs 1 more. Jimmy Vansky is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Vansky do the same? Just needs the 1 treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. Rather pressure on it. He kind of split it. 2 darts for double fourth in the match.
So, 3 games to go in Group B. We're going to see Fallon, Sherrock and Matthew Edgar go head-to-head. For Matthew, this is the end of the night, the end of his campaign. Fallon Sherrock still has a couple more matches to fulfill on this Friday evening. And as far as she's concerned, because of that defeat for Paul Hogan by 4-3 to Daniel Larsson before the break,
First
let's
leg,
open up
Fallon
the
to
group
through
in her
first.
favour. She wins this one,
Game on.
and then Tom Sykes deals with Paul Hogan in the next, and the Queen of the Palace will be through to finals night in her first Super Series appearance of 2025. It's been a little while since we've seen the Queen of the Palace here, but her return could well be a successful one, or at least the first step of her return could be a successful one. But Matthew Edgar will look to leave tonight, leave the tournament with some kind of endemic mark. And he does have a score to settle against the Queen of the Palace, because this was his first game yesterday in which he led by 3-0 and lost by 4-3.
121.
Yeah, this match I think really did set the tone in terms of the progress of Matthew Edgar yesterday. And I think that's where he identified that just that ability in the moment to get across the line. That was perhaps what was slightly lacking from the game, but he has got across the line already tonight. He has picked up a win, and that was a 4-2 win
59.
over Paul Hogan. Now, ironically here, Matthew Edgar
100.
obviously did Fallon Sherrock a big favour by beating Paul Hogan.
Game
And
show
that
the first leg,
1-4-1,
Matthew Edgar.
exceptional from Matthew Edgar. But Matthew Edgar now could actually
leg,
now
Matthew
do
with the
Fallon
third
Sherrock a
first.
bit of a disservice and do Paul Hogan a favour.
How things can oh so quickly change. And I tell you what, what a start this is. 12 darter with a 1-4-1 checkout, and he kicks off leg 2 of a max.
Do you think this will be spun in a way that, you know, we've had 2 180s and a 1-4-1 from Matt Edgar already?
I don't think he needs to spin anything here.
100.
I know it's early days, but put Matthew Edgar's average on the screen, because this will be screenshotted
99.
forever on Edgar TV. 130.17.
57.
I can tell you it's not anymore.
$41. Matthew Edgar, 64. $60.
Matthew Edgar here seems determined to leave on a high.
140. Matthew Edgar,
Amazing what happens when you play with a bit of fluidity and a bit of freedom, isn't it? However, Sherrock is going to get a look at the 87. May just be a dart at the ball at the back of the combo, but it's a chance nonetheless to get back on level terms.
It is a dart at the ball. It is for parity,
62.
and it's not far.
Matthew Edgar, 8.
But far enough to give Edgar another chance.
Game
And
show
when he
on the
doesn't
second
miss.
leg, Matthew Edgar.
Well, 107.36 the average. It's quite poor, actually, in
Third leg,
comparison to
Fallon
what he
to
was
third
averaging early
first.
on in the
Game
leg.
on.
I'm not quite sure 130 average is particularly maintainable.
Ask Charlie Manby.
Well, yes, of course.
60.
Too late. Don't want to see him now.
96.
But this now really important leg for Fallon Sherrock. She's thrown first. If she can pick up a win here, then all the pressure goes back on the shoulders of Paul Hogan, who plays next against Tom Sykes.
81.
Well, Fallon did complete a comeback win. As Matthew, as we mentioned at the beginning of the game, it was 3-0 in last night's meeting.
57.
She's going to have to come back from a minimum of 2-0 behind to win this encounter.
60.
More like it from Fallon.
140.
140 leaves her on 64 after 12 on throw.
61. Fallon your car, 64.
2 darts at double 8. And it's the switch
Game
over to
shot the
double
third
4
leg,
that
Fallon
works for Fallon Sherrock.
Fourth leg Matthew to through first. Game on. $40. $140.
Well, Fallon here has stuck with the task, was hoping that there would be a little bit of a drop-off from her opponent, and it's seemingly
60.
happening. And for the Queen of the Palace, the door is very much ajar to level this game back up at 2-2, and she'd have the darts in 2 of the remaining 3 legs.
140.
It really was an explosive start by Matt Edgar, but now it's Fallon's turn to go on the charge.
140.
That first dart is being found more consistently, and we know how lethal Fallon can be
100.
when that first dart hits like that. She may not always be the most prolific 180 hitter, but she could be such a lethal 2-treble merchant.
140. Fellow car 121.
The 1-2-1 not gone
Matthew
for
Carr,
Fallon Sherrock. It's the
121.
same target here for Matthew Edgar. It's double 14 for a 1-2-1 to match,
Matthew Edgar.
or to join the 1-4-1. This has been a finishing masterclass from
Fifth
Matt
leg
Edgar.
Fallon to
3
through
from
first.
3,
Game
including
on.
2 ton plus checkouts.
He's thinking, why now? And one thing we have seen from Matthew, look, there's been times where he's almost played the naughty child at the back of the classroom. He's been rather showman-like when he's done things. But this week, it has been pure business from him.
96.
Right from the very first dart. Well, what's Fallon Sherrock possibly up to here?
140. $134.
This is a great contest between these two.
100.
Matt Edgar looking to finish with a flourish, and Fallon Sherrock still in contention for a place in tomorrow's finals.
On for potential 11 darts on throw.
81.
Edgar's left himself on the big fish after that. Maybe surplus to requirements if Sherrock can find double 18. Double 9. Doesn't go, but this would be some way to sign off. It'd be a 3rd ton plus checkout. It'd be 4 for 4 the doubles, and it would have been the big fish.
87.
A reprieve here for Sherrock.
Game show on the
Uses
fifth
that
leg. Fallon
first
Sherrock.
dart as a marker perfectly in off the barrel.
Sixth leg Matthew to through first. Game on.
Well, Edgar with the darts to get the job done. As you can see, just a solitary leg over 50, and that was a 16.
140.
Been a really good game. This was the type of contest that we were seeing a fair few times last night.
$59. 57.
No, he says. No, he cries. Only really punishable with a 140, though, if the truth be told.
100.
Sherrock just finding the tunt. Gives Edgar the edge.
60.
However, that treble of scores just left the door ajar again. And Matthew Edgar must be thinking, oh no, here we go again. Because Edgar has just seen his opponent hit a third 180 of the contest. But he's responded brilliantly of a 140.
Yeah, and Fallon had no choice but to leave herself on a bogey finish. She's going to leave herself potentially on a double after this throw.
130. Matthew Carr, 104.
To sign off with a win, the 104 is not going to go. But
96. Fallon Carr,
he's
32.
going to be on a double if Sherrock cannot convert this.
Double 8. One dart, double 4. It has to go, and it's gone the wrong side of the wire.
Carr, 8.
And so Matthew Edgar looks at double 4
Game
to
short
finish
match,
off
Matthew
with a
Edgar.
victory. It was 2 wins tonight for Matthew Edgar. He finishes on 4 points. It's going to be a little bit too much for him to make it through to the finals tomorrow evening. And for Fallon Sherrock, she has one more game to go to try and send herself through. Paul Hogan takes on Tom Sykes after the break. And that will be live on the other side of this commercial break.
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart.
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Darter tops for the match to win 4-1. And the Darter double 16 gets the job done there for Hogan van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops, or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He's 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Van Skee's halfway to victory.
He only needs one more. Jimmy Van Ski is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Van Ski do the same? Just needs the one treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game. And the Modus Super Series 11 champion, Jeff Smith.
Welcome back to the live lounge in Portsmouth, where we've got 2 more games to go on this Friday night. Tom Sykes and Paul Hogan is our penultimate match. And in terms of the permutations for this game and the remainder of the evening, well, they look as follows. A Hogan victory here qualifies him for Saturday regardless of the result in Game 10. The only way Sherrock qualifies is by Hogan losing to Sykes here, and then
Tom's are through first.
herself getting the better Daniel Larsson in game number 10 of the evening session.
180.
Yeah, you feel that it's not the easiest prospect
100.
for either Paul Hogan or Fallon Sherrock, who faces Larsson in the next match.
180.
Thomas. He's already missed double 12 for this tonight. Can he go one better this time?
Well, let's hope so.
60. Dominic 141.
He's threatened it already once tonight. Finds the first. And this time misses the treble 19.
89.
Two awesome efforts from Tom Sykes, but the outcome is still no 9 data.
I wonder
100.
whether
Dominic
he's saving
52.
it for tomorrow night when this place is packed to the rafters. And goodness me, good luck to the sound department if that happens. Double 10.
32.
Because I think the microphones might distort in this arena if the 9 data goes.
It certainly would be a roof raiser, wouldn't it? We know we've got a packed house
100.
tomorrow.
Dominic 20.
It's 2 10s. Doesn't want to faff about.
Getting shot on the
No
first
messing
leg,
about.
Tom Sykes.
14 data, 1-0 Sykes.
Second leg, Paul, the through first. Game on. 60. 96.
Tom Sykes, I feel now that the job's done, he knows he's through, really does feel like he's free flowing up there.
60.
And a relaxed Tom Sykes is a dangerous Tom Sykes.
81.
He's going to be a real threat. You get the sense that the dynamic of tomorrow night, you got 3 players in Larsson, Sykes and Kirchmark
100.
who could tear lumps out of one another. And we also know that the likes of Robert Thornton has got that A game in his
97.
locker. It's just, will he be able to produce it when push comes to shove?
And it sounds like a cliche, but it is very much all on the night. Finals night, very, very different feel. Yes, we have the round robin section, but it
140.
feels very much more like knockout darts.
40. Policar 141.
1-4-1 for Hogan. Can't be done now. So 6 from here to level this game up.
94.
Still puts himself in the position where he can leave his beloved double 18 if he so wants.
99. Policar 47.
Opts for double
Getting
16,
shown the
and
second
it
leg,
was the
Paul
right
Hogan.
option in the end. Levels up at 1 apiece.
Third leg, Tom to through first. Game on.
I think in terms of the way he's played, Paul Hogan could come out of the session, come out of the 2 days, pleased with what he's done. Last night, as Tom Sykes piled in a 3rd max of the contest, Paul Hogan averaged just under 91, 90.5 for the night. He's kind of been running around a similar range in terms of performance this evening. But he has just been on the receiving end of some brilliance. Not again!
140.
Rather over-enthusiastic attempt with the 6th dart, but it just shows the type of form and the levels that Tom Sykes has,
100.
because Paul Hogan couldn't believe it, standing in the background, shaking his head, thinking, oh no, not again.
100.
Paul Hogan could only chuckle in the background amidst what's being bombarded at him. There is not much that Paul Hogan can do amidst this onslaught from the Castleford Tiger, who is running red hot right now. Potential 12 darter to go 2-1 to the good, and that was just blissful.
Full flag Paul to throw first. Game on.
Tom Sykes there, you can see winnings leg 1 and 3 and
100.
14 and 12.
$91.
Picks off a treble with the last dart.
$100. $77.
Well, that's desperately unlucky with the last dart to clip off the barrel of dart 2.
140.
And again, you have to give some credit here to Paul Hogan, because on throat, he's managing to keep his nose in front of Tom Sykes.
57. Paul the car, 161.
At this stage, that's all he can do, because Sykes on throat has been exceptional.
It's all about chasing the coattails, isn't it? And just hoping that when an opportunity lands your way, that you could take full advantage of it. Effectively, Paul Hogan's in a position where he's got to play no missed darts because of what his opponent's firing at him. 180 number 4, by the way. We're not in, but at the end of leg 4.
Getting shown the fourth leg, Paul Hogan.
Yeah, brilliant finish, 111, and one again you felt had to go for Paul Hogan. Levels it up at 2-all. Paul Hogan, 2 attempts at a double, 2 taken.
100.
And both times you felt they had to go.
We said it last night. You cannot question this man's ability to get stuck into a task.
24.
He's got real resolve, real battling quality, real battling spirit.
If he can come through this, I think he'd be extraordinarily battle-hardened, because 4 180s, 2 140s, couple of tons already for Tom Sykes.
Comes through this, this will be one of his best wins for quite a while, just in terms of the level of performance he would have had to have produced to get over the line. And even still, if he does, it may not be enough if
91.
Fallon Sherrock was to become the first player to defeat Daniel Larsson in this group.
140 to the car, 170.
Sykes has already had the big fish. Is he going to get it again? It's on. Bullseye for another 170, and Tom Sykes is on fire.
Nobody hits big fishes with as much efficiency as the Castleford Tiger. It's the second time he's hit 2 170 finishes in a session here.
60.
He did so in his previous appearance, where he hit 2 170 finishes in his first 2 matches. And do you know what? It would not surprise me, Laura Turner, in the slightest, if he finishes off his campaign with a 9-dart leg.
I love the reaction from Paul, because we're doing the same. All you can do is smile and laugh, because that's 6 perfect darts. The 170 kicks off with a 180.
Well, this is the Castleford Tiger. Look at the grimace on his face.
And that was the Castleford Tiger growl, I'm telling you.
He's fancying this, isn't he? He's really in the zone. That's his 5th 170 here.
123.
The record from a player is 7, Scott Taylor. Well, he's not going to leave himself on the big fish in this leg, but I tell you what he can do. He can leave the bullseye and hit the bullseye for a 10-dart leg and an average in the 100 teens.
57. Tom McCarr, 50.
Does he go for it? Yes, he does. You can understand why. But what a performance this has been. What a performance that was from the Castleford Tiger. who goes roaring into Saturday night with an average of 109.95. 6 180s in that contest. What a performance. And Paul Hogan, well, he played his part. He had 2 goes at a double. He took both of them. Put Tom Sykes a 4-2 winner. Our final game, Daniel Larsson against Fallon Sherrock. So the final game of the group, and Fallon Sherrock has to win to qualify through. And she would have seen Tom Sykes do her a massive favour before the break with an average of 109.95, 6 180s and a 170 en route. So Paul Hogan's done all he can. It's now down to Fallon Sherrock to try and get the job done. Her assignment, Daniel Larsson, who himself has got his own narrative in this game because he's looking to make it 8 wins from 8 and join a illustrious list of names that have done that in the past here at the Super Series. One of them being the 3-time world champion Bo Greaves. But for Fallon Sherrock, it's all about winning to stay on. Effectively, this is a knockout match. She wins, she's through. Loses, her campaign comes to a close. Daniel Larsson's safe in the knowledge that he's going to be back tomorrow night, and he's going to be playing possibly
95.
Fallon Sherrock in his first game tomorrow, because B1 plays B3 in the first game of Group 2.
41.
Yeah, but we know this is no easy task. This hasn't been an easy task for anyone in Group B. As she's mentioned there, 7 from 7 so far for Daniel Larsson. But Sherrock did produce her highest average, and what was the highest average of the evening, up to Tom Sykes stepping onto the hockey in the last match. Just averaging shy of 101 in that 4-2 defeat to the hands of Matt Edgar.
What an incredible night we have had here. Another really good night of Group B action. And if this is just the starter before tomorrow night's final, then what a treat we could have. That 180 number 200 of the week hit there by
59.
Daniel Larsson.
Daniel Carr, 131.
I do wonder, after that win for Tom Sykes, the emphatic win just shy of 110, what that's done
28.
to the back room, because we know what it's like in a back room. They all like a bit of a conversation and a little bit of banter. Sykes just laying down a marker with the very
41.
last match.
Daniel Carr, 103.
Well, Larsson looking at 103 to take the lead in the game. 6 starts on this point. And you may only need the 3.
83.
Job's just underneath.
$100. Daniel Carr, 20.
Up for double 5. Could be a good marker.
10. Following the car,
This is by the
141.
narrowest of margins, and Sherrock had this hit against her by Matt Edgar. She's not going to return the favour here against Larsson.
100. Daniel Carr, 10.
Tunley's on 41 if Larsson misses 3 more. He's already had 4 darts go a begging to win this leg, but a 5th isn't going to go by the by, and so Larsson a leg to the good. Sherrock, who has to find a break, remember, at some point to win this game and head through to tomorrow night. Well, one of those opportunities have come to pass.
For Fallon Sherrock, this is a pressurised game. This is
100.
An all or nothing match in terms of whether her campaign goes into another finals night. But we know in these big moments the level of composure that she's demonstrated over the years on the
58.
biggest stages of all. Ali Pali at the Grand Slam as well.
Well, this would be just a drop in the ocean in terms of experiences in her
59.
career, but as she kind of mentioned in the interview yesterday, it's been a little while since she's been in a position like this. Darts this year have been mainly on the women's series circuit. A lot of floor stuff.
59.
Not too much by way of the stage, apart from, of course, the women's world match play early on in the year. And this all gearing up ahead of a
60.
6th appearance at the Alexandra Palace in the PDC World Championship for the Queen of the Palace. Incredible to think it was 10 years ago, nearly 11 years ago, that then 21-year-old Fallon Sherrock made it through to the BDO World Championship
58.
final, where she would lose out to Lisa Ashton.
Yeah, 10 years later, they meet again in the final with the match play, and
58.
on that particular occasion, Lisa Ashton getting the better of Fallon Sherrock once again.
Lisa playing some really good stuff again. Now the shoulder injuries kind of come to pass. She's become a real preeminent force again, of course, winning that match play title for the
100.
first time in her career. Going to become tour champion next month when that takes place here at the Live Lounge.
60.
Yeah, that was unlucky. You just see it clip one of the darts already in the board, just jumped above the treble 20 wire. I think the frustration for Sherrock here will be up to this point. There haven't been many big scores. It was one where she could have made some real inroads.
56. Daniel Carr, 86.
So Larsson for 2-0. It's the bullseye.
36. Following your car, 108.
This possibly, could well be, must get for Fallon Sherrock. But dart 2 did not, well, that slips into the 13. 77 left. Well, recovers the situation
88.
if she comes back.
50. Game shot in the second leg, Daniel Larsson.
No second chances for Sherrock in leg number 2. Daniel
Third leg,
Larsson
Daniel to through first.
forges ahead.
Game on.
Well, 180 for Daniel Larsson. His second of the contest.
140.
Yeah, 140 in response by Fallon Sherrock, but Larsson back in the red bit. Larsson with back-to-back 180s.
Well, we've already seen double 12 miss for one already tonight by Tom Sykes. Is Daniel Larsson going to give us a moment of the utmost perfection in Portsmouth against the player who hit the most famous 9-darter here? Knows the answer. I genuinely think they're saving it for tomorrow night.
58.
In some ways, I hope they are.
They could give us one tonight and one tomorrow. We don't mind.
That's just plain right greedy.
I don't mind.
And there may well be only one more leg to get the 9-darter tonight, the way Daniel Larsson's going.
Quick glance over at the score. It's 9-9 for a 3-0 lead, and Daniel Larsson in cruise control here in the final leg of Group B.
Through first. Game on.
Daniel Larsson is a leg away from a
60.
perfect Group B campaign. Scott Williams, Lee Evans did so when this was a tournament in Southampton. Andy Bolton, Alex Spellman, David Davis, David
60.
Evans, Bo Greed, Adam Zavada, Derek Coulson, Mervyn King have had perfect campaigns here.
$58.
Not going to break the record for best legs difference. That's plus 20. That belongs to David Evans.
$136.
Sherrock
140.
still battling away, still fighting for a place. This is a must-win match for Sherrock. If she doesn't win, it's Paul Hogan that goes through to tomorrow's finals. But Larsson back in the 180 again. 180 number 4.
The maximum hitting this evening has been absolutely frightening. And for Fallon Sherrock, is this the
97.
end of the road, the end of her campaign? Because Daniel Larsson here is looking at 125 to seal a 4-0 win. 25's found. The treble not. And so Sherrock's got one last day of execution with the 146.
Follow the car, 146.
It's a case of what is left in the locker. Trying to find a route through to the treble 20. Yeah, shake of the head, because sometimes when things aren't going your way, that's the kind of luck that you don't need.
40. Down in the car, 20.
For a perfect campaign. A great 8 for the Swedish ace. Daniel Larsson completes a clean sweep of Group B. 8 games, 8 wins. And he is going to take some toppling tomorrow night. For Fallon Sherrock, her campaign comes to a close defeat. It means that Paul Hogan heads through. Larsson, a 4-0 winner. We're going to hear from Tom Sykes after the break. The Castleford Tigers assessment of the night of the week will come shortly. Are you ready to lift that trophy, Darius?
Yes.
Let's do it then.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series 9 champion is Lucky D, Darius Labanowski!
Well, what a wonderful night of darts we have seen, and we are ready. Our champion is ready, and it's trophy. So receive the trophy. £25,000. The new Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van And one more time, the 8th Modus Super Series champion, the Terminator, Marvin Van Velzen. And the new Modus Super Series champion is Andreas Dirty Harrison. And one more time, the 7th Modus Super Series champion. Give it up for Andreas Dirty Harrison!
The moment we've all been waiting for. Would you please show your appreciation for your Series 6 Modus Super Series champion, Scott Taylor!
One more time, your new Modus Super Series champion. He is Chucky. He is Jim McEwen.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Modus Super Series champion, retaining his title, the Nuke, Luke Littler!
Well, welcome back to the Modus Super Series. Earlier on tonight, Tom Sykes, well, he daddled us with all sorts of brilliance. He went 5, 6 in, then he went 7 in, and then he went 8 in. But double 12 didn't go for the 9 darts of earlier on. Yeah, that was in a different postcode, that one. But he is safely through to tomorrow night's final. He joins myself and Laura Turner here in the studio. Tom, many congratulations. You look like tonight it was full focus on first start to last. You look like you're on a different level this evening.
Yeah, I've had a little tweak with the darts this week. After Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I were a bit, well, I'd say a bit far off with the doubles, but I was very far off with the doubles. And yeah, I've been working on it, and it's come out all right in the end.
What exactly has been the click in terms of the doubling department?
I don't know really. I've got a bit of a longer pointing, and I feel like I've got more control over my darts when I'm throwing at things. The double, to be fair, the doubles for the first 3 days weren't even that bad. They were really close every time, but they just weren't going in, and they need to go in for you to win games. So I made a little change, and it's worked. It's worked for the last 2 days.
in some ways, I think we're kind of glad it was 4 games he played tonight instead of 5, because I think our voices would have gone, because the way he played was absolutely superb.
There was just so many moments, wasn't there? I mean, it wasn't just the missing of the double 12 for the 9. You then went like 7 perfect in again. And then we've got 2 170s. I think, Henry's voice, I don't know if it could have got any higher at one point, because it was exciting from start to finish, wasn't it?
I don't know. I think there was a point where I think only dogs could hear what I was saying. But in terms of the finish, I mean, 2 170s over the course of the year. And obviously, we saw the 9 dart attempt, but the 2 170s. Now, you've got history of doing this in a session, haven't you? 2 170s in back-to-back games.
Yeah. I really, really wanted the third one as well against Daniel, and after the game when he beat me, I said to him, the last thing I needed when I missed the ball was for you to hit a 180, and I ended up missing the double and I ended up losing. But yeah, I love a good 170, and I practice it quite a lot, to be fair, and it's come up clutch again.
Right, you and Scott Taylor have got a little bit of this budding rivalry here at the Super Series. He's on 7. You're on 5 now here at the Live Lounge. You're a record chaser, you're a go-getter. Now, that's very much in the rearview mirror. That's very much in Sykes, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I like beating Scott. I know he beats me all the time, but yeah, we have a good little rivalry together, and hopefully I can get a couple more tomorrow.
In terms of your group stats, you averaged 98 over the course of 8 games in this group. Is that possibly up there with the best we've ever seen you play here?
Yeah, I'd say so. If the doubles go in, I know I can score. I know my scoring's, I can hit 180s, I can hit 140s, but it's if the doubles go in, and for the last 2 days they've gone in, so yeah, hopefully they stay there for tomorrow as well.
He looked rather ominous at times, didn't he?
Yeah, there were just points. I mean, that match against Paul Hogan where he had the 2 9 attempts. I mean, I don't know how much you saw of Paul, because obviously he was behind you most of the time. But he was. All we could do was smile, was just laugh, and he's like, right, here we go again. And it was almost one of those matches for Paul Hogan that you thought he might have to win, because Fallon was kind of poised to try and qualify behind, but. Yeah, you must feel great. The 110 as well. Is there more? Have you got more levels?
Yeah, 100%. I had a 120 average a couple of weeks ago in the British Open in Bridlington. I know, like I said, if the doubles go in, I can average them numbers. I know, and I can consistently average above 100. I know I can, as long as the doubles go in. It's the doubles for me that kind of kill it a little bit. But yeah, I've been working hard on the doubles on the last couple of weeks, and yeah, they finally came through tonight.
And we're kind of having a look at some of the numbers from your last couple of games. How important as well do you feel that it is to kind of leave a bit of a mark, to kind of leave a bit of a statement going into tomorrow night?
Yeah, it's massive. I need to leave a mark on everyone. Tomorrow night it's going to be tough. It's a very good finals night, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people here to support. So we'll see what happens.
This is up your street, isn't it? When it's a bit loud, a bit boisterous in here. This is where we see Tom Sykes turn into the Castleford Tiger, right?
100%. That's what I like more than anything. A bit of a rowdy crowd. So hopefully we can get that tomorrow, and I can get the win again.
Yeah, I don't think a team of 27 football players are going to be exactly quiet, that's for sure. We'll have another chat in just a second, Tom. Myself and Law are going to round up everything else that we've seen this evening. In terms of the group as a whole, we've watched a lot of darts in this building. We've seen a lot of groups. That genuinely is up there, one of the best that we've seen for a long time, from first dart to last.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone performed, didn't they? There wasn't a performance that you could pick out to say, oh, really, it felt below par. And everyone was pretty much in contention right to the very end. I mean, Edgar gave himself far too much work to do after losing 4 yesterday, but still picked up a couple of wins. And you can see how tight it was in the end. It was all just leg difference between positions 3 to 5, and it was Paul Hogan, obviously, the beneficiary from that. But it was dominated by Daniel and Tom. But yeah, everyone just put up a real fight. Everyone had to work for the victories that they got.
In terms of Daniel Larsson, though, 8 wins out of 8. And actually, that's kind of gone underneath the radar a little bit because of everything else that's happened over the last couple of days.
Oh, yeah, and he joins a real elite amount of people. You know, he's just the 9th person to go through and actually win and go through the card both days in a Group B campaign. But when you look at the calibre of the players that have actually played and winning all those games, then, yeah, it's an exceptional achievement.
In terms of Paul Hogan, in some ways, he's kind of been the unspoken man in this group. But you look at the numbers and you look at the performances he put in, he's more than deserved his place.
He's consistently averaging, I would say, around between the 90, to 93 mark, and that would normally that could normally win you groups. And the fact that he's, just gone through on the 4 points, I just think it just shows you how difficult and how dominant 2 players were in the group. But yet again, performance-wise, if you can bring that into tomorrow, we know on a Saturday absolutely anything can happen. First part, get through that round robin stage. If you can do that, it's knockout darts. It's absolutely anyone's.
So Paul Hogan into yet another finals night here at the Live Lounge. Let's have a look at the groups. And this is what we're going to see tomorrow night here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Boris Kurtzman, George Montages. Now, I hear that George has become a very popular figure in the practice room this week.
Yeah, he's such a nice guy. We've had a good laugh this week with him, and hopefully it'll be a good night again tomorrow.
What's this I hear about his nickname of GG?
Oh, he's got a load of nicknames now. He's going to be taking a few back to Greece with him, I think. But yeah, he's such a nice guy. Yeah.
So you've got a Greek and a Croatian in the group. Boris Kurtzman also in there as well. And you two had some proper battles in Group A. Yeah, Boris is good, isn't he? But I just need to keep doing what I've done tonight, and hopefully we get through it. Well, let's have a look at the groups again. And I just want to get your assessment, Laura, on Group 2, because you've got experience everywhere you look. Daniel Larsson's obviously made a final here. Robert Thornton is still looking for that first weekly title. And Paul Hogan, well, it's his 15th appearance here. It's the 8th time he's made it through to a Saturday night. Good luck deciphering them. Yeah, it's a difficult one. I will say, with Daniel Larsson and Paul Hogan, they've probably gone through a little bit more in terms of coming through Group B. It has been a lot tougher and a lot higher in standard. Robert Thornton, he pretty much dominated from the off, didn't he, in Group C? So, yeah, but we know the levels that Robert Thornton's got, and we know the experience and how he likes to perform. And as we've mentioned, it's a packed house, and that could bring out the best in Robert Thornton. So, yeah, it's going to be a tough one to see who gets through that. It does have the feel of a tournament vibe tomorrow night, doesn't it? It does. Yeah, very much so, very much so. We know that, it's going to be sellout, but also just the lineup that we've got. It's going to be exciting. And for yourself, this has become regular routine. It's amazing to think. We were kind of talking about it on commentary earlier on the week. Right? We've seen you here now for the best part of 2 years. The journey began with the belt game against Chris Quadsock, and then it's just gone on and on and on and on and on. Just tell us about the last couple of years and what this has kind of done to take you in a different direction and a different place as a player. Yeah, it's massive. The commitment that I have to show now to get to my best ability to play on the challenge tours and the pro tours that I've been on this year, and here to win another one here is going to be massive for me, because the standard here is ridiculous nowadays, isn't it? So yeah, that's that. For me, it's just a lot of practice, and I feel like I need it. Because this is all building up to a big end of the year for yourself. Obviously, we get to this stage in October, and the Q School question comes into mind. I mean, I suppose in an ideal world, you want to win this week, win Champions League, and never come back again. Yeah, that's the ideal world, but it doesn't always work like that, does it? But yeah, I'll be fully focused on tomorrow night, and then everything that I'm doing for the next 2 or 3 months is all leading up to Q School next year, so hopefully I can go one step further and get a card this time. This is going to be good, isn't it, tomorrow night? I can't wait. Yeah, I honestly, and the way the groups have gone as well, it's going to be interesting that you've got experience and you've also got previous winners there. That I think the dynamics is set up to be an absolute cracking night. Right, we shall reconvene tomorrow night. Tom, many congratulations. We'll see you tomorrow night. Plenty coming up across Pluto TV. between now and tomorrow, and the Series 11 Champions Week will be what we'll be looking at on the other side of the break. That was where Jess Smith broke Jimmy Van Schie's heart, and we'll be looking at that final in a little bit more detail tomorrow afternoon. We'll have the final tomorrow from 7:30 p.m. here, and well, what a night we could have here. It's going to be a sellout. It's going to be packed to the rafters here in Portsmouth, and you've got CVs everywhere you look. You've got a 10-time world champion in Boris Kirchmar in action tomorrow evening. You've got Tom Sykes, of course, a Tri-Series runner-up. You've got Daniel Larsson, a winner of 8 Nordic and Baltic titles over the course of his career, a 2-time World Seniors champion, 3-time major winner in Robert Thornton as well. And George Munoz, what a story he is, from Greece, an ADC European qualifier who was the outsider of everybody before a dart was thrown this week, is into the final. Flash Mark Dubridge will be in action then on Monday morning as we get our Week 9 coverage underway. We've got Tomoya Koto and Jeffrey Desvan making his debut here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. But it's all eyes on tomorrow night. It was Daniel Larsson who completed the Great 8 in Group B as the Castleford Tiger was purring on Friday night. We shall see you tomorrow evening from 7:30. Until then, take care. Bye-bye for now.
The new Modus Super Series champion. Yes! What a finish! The silencer, Jeff Smith! And it is that shot wins week 6. Maximum checkout. He's done it.
You will be disappointed with that. He wanted to have
Graham
one dart for the
requires 20.
Graham Usher wins the first game of Champions Night, and it was an absolute ripper. He hit one of them on tops. He missed one on double 12. Which one is it? It's the hit.
Outside opportunity for Andy Hamilton. Van der Velde should be getting a match start again here. He's already had one. Mr. Dart tops for the match to win 4-1. And your Dart at double 16 gets the job done there for Hogan Van der Velde. He gets over the line with a 4-2-6.
Did he go for tops or did he just overshoot the single? Jimmy doesn't care. Jimmy just looks to eat this up to make the semi-finals for the second time. Adam Kaplas has been eliminated. Keep us guessing. This time he's trying to leave double 18. He knows best, and he takes the lead. He is 2 darts away
Jeff requires 86.
from a Super Series final. He's 1 dart away. He doesn't need any more darts. Jeff Smith makes the Series 11 final. Is Usher losing his cool a little bit here?
Oh, absolutely. Right now, I'd say the head's gone. And you don't have long to recover. It is very, very short format darts. Van Schie's halfway to victory.
He only needs one more. Jimmy Van Schie is yet again into a Modus Super Series final.
Flashback vibes. Can Jimmy Van Schie do the same? Just needs the one treble here on the 19s. Finds it. For the ball.
101.
Oh, unlucky. A lot of pressure on it. He's going to split it. 2 darts for double 4 for the match.
Game